All right. Oh, shit. All right. Let's hope that works. All right. All right. Let's hope I don't crash. So, purple going very heavy with 3 IS7s and IS4, an E100, 50B, and a patent. Well, it looks like GP is considering going heavy as well, but with 215Bs, 3 IS7s, a 50B, and maybe an STB. We'll see if this is correct or not. Hello, Sam. Blackwellville is a very one-way map. There's really only 3 corridors to use. The highway, which leads straight to B, the town going straight to C, and then you have all the open space up at A. I would assume purple is going for the 2 near caps of B and C, and maybe even trying a highway rush, where they would only take B with maybe the patent, and then keep moving the IS-7s up through to GP's base and get behind them for a surprise attack. Or they could be sending split forces to B and C and sending the patent all the way over to A. But we will see how this works. GP making last second roster changes. It does look like they're trying to match purple in the heavy scheme, but with 3 2-5Bs, those are comparable to an IS-7 in rate of fire and speed, so we will see how that works out for them. Obviously, the IS-7 being a more hull-down tank, and 2-5 can be utilized in a push if needed. Looks like both teams are about ready. And first game of this series on Black Goldville. Oh, look at that purple camo. Hyde did do an excellent job of making these camos for us. And I believe purple's is probably the sexiest out of all of them. Look at what they're doing. Purple is using speed boost to get... They are going north, surprisingly. I would have figured they would have gone B. And on the other side, GP is deciding to take the town, C, and... Purple now moving down into the B section with Raikkonen and Brodude going to town on the GP 50B and 2-5B. Brodude almost capping B, getting about 1/3 of the way there, maybe even half. And tanks are starting to fall. Einir with the kill on Raikkonen. As the Patton and IS-7 of purple try to pressure the GP tanks in town. As they go across to the 2-5B now being singled out. But Brodude getting caught in the open by all of GP's tanks will go down. But at the same time the 2-5B may also go down. K-Swifty, of course. Now a one-shot for a high roll of an IS-7 or 2-5 and a crucial E100. E100s can and will do massive amounts of damage with their buffed AP. As another 2-5B of GP goes down, purple has now taken a commanding lead of 200 points, and it looks like they will take this first game against GP. As Snowfox and Jinx take down Einir. And the full health IS-7 of SM Bill, both with sub 400 damage. Now it does look like purple is staying with their same lineup. I wouldn't blame them, that lineup did work very well last time with Sherlock and SMK taking essentially no damage from any GP tanks. But Raikkonen, of course, sacrificing his 50B, and Brodude overextending in that IS-7 out in the open. Both sacrifice tanks. It does look like GP could be running 2 Pattons. They are running 2 Pattons. They could be thinking of a more of a rush strategy, but they are sacrificing a 2-5B. It does look like we're having... Oh. There seems to be... It seems like we are switching rooms. I, of course, have it on camera that we agreed to this, so Raikkonen has created the new room. Under what circumstances I'm unsure of. We will check in with them later about that. And it does seem Jinx was AFK, so that will lead to a change in room. Of course, it is 1-0 towards purple. And it does seem like GP is keeping their lineup, as will purple, with 2 patents and 2 215Bs, 2 I7s and 50B. GP is running a very fast lineup, but dropping that 215B could be tedious, because that is extra health, a little bit extra armor, and a little more damage. But if you play the patent correctly, you can beat a 215B in a one-on-one. As we head into game 2, it is 1-0 purple.
Time to roll out.
As we see purple again using speed boost to try and get those IS-7s up near where they want them positioned. GP, of course, copying Pramo's strat and going up to A. We will see a head-on-head battle between GP and purple up here. GP's patents being very aggressive at the cave, but I will destroy you, of course, getting the first shot in of the game. As we see SMK getting very aggressive and hitting the 215B from the side. That 215B of GP is just taking a massive beating. He is already down to a one-shot. He's down to 200 health within the first minute of this game. As we pan each tank, Sherlock and Snow Fox being very aggressive. Purple just pushing against all of GP's tanks with those IS-7s with great armor. As we see Raikkonen and Snow Fox chipping away at that IS-7. These two IS-7s are back to back. As we pan over, Purple is taking care of this last group of heavies of GP, taking out the last 215B and finally the 50B. Purple very good with head-on-head situations. It does look like I Will Destroy You could go down here at the dying seconds of the game. But he avoids death for the time, surviving on 48 health. At this moment, it does look like he will escape. And Purple have swept GP the second game 7-0. I Will Destroy, of course, using his patent to its best abilities, getting that early shot into one of the patents on GP. GP, of course, their patents only doing a fraction of what even the lowest purple players did. And a Kanji, of course, being the 2-5 that just got obliterated at the start of the battle. His HP just got nuked to oblivion, of course, by the sheer focus firing of purple. It does look like RH is going into the match, of course, in his signature mouse. That mouse being the bane of many teams during this Pro League. We, of course, remember when purple was playing straight, or it might have been chrono, I cannot remember. And last week, on Mine Ruins, he created a wall between him and two of his dead comrades, forcing a 140 into submission by ramming force and firepower. And it does look like GP is carrying one of their own. They are carrying a mouse. If you do not know how to angle in that tank, you will not succeed. GP, of course, carrying an E4 as well. 3 I7s, 2-5 maybe, and maybe a patent, of course, a patent. And Stutz is in the game now for purple with his IS7. Purple being they are making very different tank choices. Of course, they are more skilled in certain tanks than others. If you are able to play medium in these clan wars, you can carry a game for your team. But with the reduced penetration of all premiums, or of all premium ammo and mediums, it is very hard. And we go into game 3 of this series on Where Malnavka. As we take a look, purple, it looks like purple will be taking the mouse and the 100 to B and the rest of the tanks to A. Of course, that long corridor that's on each side of the church here looks straight down to the C alleyway, past B. It does look like GP is taking the more cautious route of C and B. Of course, if they can cap those and hold off, they will win this by cap points. But purple being very aggressive, the IS7 of Stutz and Raikkonen in his 50B could be getting early spots and even early shots. Raikkonen playing very aggressive right now. Both teams at this point are being very defensive, but Raikkonen overextending at the rock, trying to kill Einir. He gets Einir with that full-fledged attack, soloing it, taking minimal damage. GP could have easily taken him down to below half hit points. But of course they are not aware of him, so Einir will suffer for it. It looks like the patent is a one-shot, probably getting hit by both K-Swifty and RH. It looks like K-Swifty is pummeling the IS7 with HE, of course not being able to pen that upper hull at that angle. Still with 300, with the HE from the 150 of the 100, he can easily do a heavy amount of damage. Raikkonen now taking heavy damage as he crosses through to B. He is a one-shot for any GP member. As we look, RH is pushing up on this IS-7 and Patton. They're trying to hold them off. Snowfox is getting in there with his IS-4. GP Patton is down to a one-shot. Snowfox could eliminate him right here. And he will. As we pan over to Stutz, Stutz gets taken down. Purple now making a push on the IS-7 and on the 215B of GP that was holding this flank. Raikkonen, of course, a one-shot. It looks like Purple will take game 3 of this match, as we see Jinx holding off a Mouse and IS-7 in this dying seconds of game 3. Purple again with that Mouse and E100. Bro Dude in that E4 just doing a massive amount of damage, nearly 3,500. The surviving IS-7 of GP doing, of course, the top damage, but just by a bit behind the Mouse. But again, Einir getting focus fired by Raikkonen in that just single-on push, catching GP off guard, taking him out of the game relatively early. As we go into game 4 of this series, it looks like GP will be taking a 2-6-3 and 2 mice, 3 IS-7s maybe, and a 2 and 5. Purple, of course, keeping their lineup as it did work very well. Raikkonen with that, of course, single push on Einir, taking him out early, barely sacrificing any hit points. He, of course, sacrificed almost all. GP with very heavy tanks, 3 IS-7s, a 2 and 5B, a Mouse, a 2-6-3, and an E100. This could be a full frontal push. And it looks like Purple is staying back as GP just hurls himself at Purple, being very aggressive, ignoring B. And it looks like McLaren will get taken out within the first 40 seconds of this match. But RH and the Mouse now being focused out. The E100 and the E4 of Purple are here alone. A Sherlock and the Patton come back to help them. Bro Dude goes down as K-Swifty backs up to avoid the 260 and the IS-7 that are rushing him. Sherlock now takes out Endokanji as Purple now try to focus on the Mouse, the 263 and the IS-7. K-Swifty doing very well against Einir, taking him out easily. As Stutz comes around to the 263 GP, and it looks like this game will end with a 4-0 sweep of Purple. And that is it. Purple has won 4-0 against GP. And K-Swifty, of course, doing the most damage. Stutz closely following behind in his IS-7. McLaren getting focused to oblivion. As that push from GP failed, he got caught out in the open as all of Purple's guns focused towards him. Bro Dude and our 263, of course, being turretless. And that will conclude tonight. GP could have successfully pushed, but they just chose, I believe, the wrong tanks. You cannot rush with a mouse. In E100 it is possible, but you would need at least another IS-7 in place of that mouse, or that 263. The 263, of course, being turretless. And that will conclude tonight. Purple, of course, taking a 4-0 victory against GP.